Hello everyone, Douglas Waltz, Old Man Comic Book Reviews. We're here for a reasonable stack of comics, nothing too big, nothing out of hand. We'll do the giant book in the back last, of course. First up is issue 4 of Disney's Gargoyles. Let's get the creators out of the way. Greg Weisman is the writer. George Cambadais is the illustrator. Right up the first page, we get what we wanted to watch the whole time we watched the TV show. Goliath and Elisa kissing. So, there was a lot of that. That was fun. Some bad guy gets out of prison. It's time for him to go to war with the gargoyles. Gargoyles are trying to help out, but people are trying to frame the gargoyles by wearing gargoyle masks. And so we're going to have a little gang war going on there, and it looks like the police might get involved. This felt like a lot like an episode. Unless, of course, you know you're watching season 2, and 95% of the episodes are them on the little wooden boat from Avalon, which is getting dull quick. But this is a good comic book. It continues right after the 3rd season, which I haven't seen. Well, I've seen it, but it was forever ago. Alright, 4th and final issue of Sergio Aragone's Gru, Gods Against Gru, which of course is written by Sergio Aragones and Mark Evanier, illustrated by Sergio Margones. When last we left Gru, he was trying to attack all 3 armies at the same time, even the one that was worshipping him, because Gru's a god now. They all figure a way to trick Gru. Everyone wants to get rid of Gru. It always amazes me that Sergio does these just giant pages with so much detail work on them. Everyone's pretending to be dead, so Gru will leave them alone. And it's a fun story, but Gru's always fun. You get the the chaos, the madness. This time dealing with how religion works was kind of interesting, and Gru got some cheese dip in the end for a minute. So yep, good stuff. We'll probably get another one, and of course the best thing is the Referto comic on the back. The penultimate issue of Monica Rambeau Photon. So Eve L. Ewing is the writer. Luca Maresca is the artist. She's been trying to fix the universe, and they're telling her that she's not fixing it, she's making it worse. And then she decides to try to just grasp the current reality that she's in, but that's not working for her, so she needs to talk to the Beyonder. They're getting ready to get a lot of Beyonder in here. And I have no idea how they're going to conclude this thing. Everyone's telling her that she's the problem, and she thinks everyone else is the problem. All right, number 11, She-Hulk. This is so much fun at the beginning. Rainbow Rowell is the writer. Andres Genole is the artist. Art is different, but I like it. Got a rough, sketchy look to it. And the first thing we get is a fight club, where it's Volcana, and the Thing, and Titania, and She-Hulk, and they find just places to beat the crap out of each other. Luke Cage shows up. Danny Rand's there, but he doesn't want to be in the fight club. And they're working on the design for the jackets. She still has her thing going on with Jack of Hearts, which is really hard since he's radioactive, and she can't have too much radiation. She gets asked by the Fantastic Four to keep an eye on things, and this weird guy shows up in a blue mask that we just don't know. So we'll see where that goes next issue, because it sort of leaves us on a cliffhanger. I don't know who he is. I've never seen him before. And next issue is an oversized celebration of the She-Hulk's 175th issue. So that'll be a lot of fun. These are a lot of fun. I love these 90s covers. We decided, let's save that one. Okay, so 797 of Wonder Woman. We're getting close to number 800. We're in a new storyline called Goddess Mode that will take us to 800. Writers are Becky Cloonan and Michael W. Conrad. Artist is Amanke Nahulpan. Sorry if I've done terrible things to pronouncing your name if you watch this. Wonder Woman gets betrayed, lashed to a giant pillar of stone on the island. The problem with this is there's a thing going on right now called Lazarus Planet. It's a crossover, and they're getting ready to premiere the new Dawn of DC. I'm not reading Lazarus Planet, so a lot of this intertwining is not going to help. The story, though, with Mary Marvel, that was written by Josie Campbell and drawn by Caitlin Yarsky, was kind of fun. I liked the thin line artwork on it. It was really pretty. But after 800, I won't be buying Wonder Woman anymore because apparently they're rebooting it to issue 1 again. And they're letting Tom King. Tom King's on my list of 3 guys if they write a comic book. I'm not reading it. Alright, here we are, number 22 of the Amazing Spider-Man. Look at that creepy cover. Look at it. Alright, so let's get our people. Zeb Wells is still our writer. John Romita Jr. is still our penciler. And Scott Hanna is still our anchor. So last time this monster showed up and teleported Spider-Man and Mary Jane to a different New York with these weird symbology monsters, I guess would be a good way of putting it. And they have to figure out a way to fix the problem. This is what's giving us the lead into the first issue of this new series, Amazing Spider-Man, where Peter woke up in a crater. So this is going to start answering those questions. It's only taken them 22 issues, and apparently next is the Fantastic Four will get involved. So, fun. Alright, new number 1, Doctor Strange. There's a bit of a right there, wasn't it? Alright. Doctor Strange. Jed MacKay is the writer. Jed's good stuff. Pascal Ferry is the artist. I gotta tell you, the art is so pretty. Yeah, Doctor Strange is back. He's a consulting doctor of magic. That's what he does. And Clea, his girlfriend, is still the Sorceress Supreme or the Warlord Supreme. I'm not really sure. But, so Steven's just doing little tiny things until he gets involved in a big thing with a purple dimension where they're trying to give back the slaves of the purple dimension, and they won't stand for it. So, it's a good first book. We gotta start right off with a little mystery. On the back, we get a second adventure called Freak Out by Jed MacKay, Andy McDonald, and Ian Hearing. We have the Agents of Wand, Pandora, Peters, and Wong. Wand stands for Wizard, Alchemy, Necromancy Department. And they decide to enlist the Freaky Dr. Z. The Freaky Dr. Z is interesting looking. It reminds me of Michael Sheen with psychedelic glasses, when Michael Sheen's in full Harry mode. So for a first issue, this is good. Artwork's awesome. Book's $1 more, but it is a bigger book. This is a 40-page book, so I get it. That's fine. We'll take it. And then finally, years in the making. That was because the artist was sick. We have the 3rd and final issue of Swamp Thing Green Hell, a black label book, oversized. When last we left Swampy, he was fighting the green. The red was getting involved, so they went to Maxine. What's her last name? Baxter? I think so. She's Animal Land's daughter. And she's in charge of the red. Constantine pulls a Constantine in it and makes a deal with the devil again. The idea here is to beat back the green and the red. They don't deserve to be in charge of us. That's what they're trying to get done. I wasn't sure how they were going to wrap it up in 3 issues until Constantine made a deal with the devil. And then we got this really cool, giant, gorgeous picture. This picture alone is probably worth the wait. So, at first it felt very post-apocalyptic-y, but then Deadman and Constantine and Animal Woman and Swamp Thing all show up to fix everything, to save the day, and it was a gorgeous Swamp Thing story, and I like that it just ended on a high note for mankind, and this was a good book. So I'm glad that the artist is feeling better and that he gave us such a great comic book. It was worth the wait, folks. So there's our stack of comic books. Sophie, Fiona, you're on spring break this week. I already saw you Friday. I'll see you all sorts of days. You're coming over here to help take me to work. We're going to do double sleepover soon. I don't know when. And then for the rest of you, as I always tell you, if you live in Kalamazoo, go to Fanfare Comics. See if you can get the discount on comics. And in the meantime, I'll see you next week. And you need to go read a comic book.